We welcome our elected officials who are participating in our forum. Mayor Kenneth Boswell, District 1 Councilman Bill Cooper, District 2 Councilman Tommy Johnson, District 3 Councilman Kurt Donaldson, and District 5 Councilman Brett Marcus. We also welcome the challengers. For Mayor, Lister Reeves and Milton Shipman, District 1 Anthony Britt, District 2 Eugene Goolsby, District 3 Perry Vickers, District 5 Turner Townsend. We have
just some housekeeping here. Our mayoral candidates have 5 minutes each to speak, and our city council candidates have 4 minutes to speak. We are going to hear from the entire group here before we start taking questions. We are not taking open questions from the floor. We're taking written questions. You do have note cards, as Jonah said, on your table, and there's pens. So.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and it is my honor to be here today to share with you some of the accomplishments that we have been able to accomplish over this last term. Ladies and gentlemen, I will also be sharing with you mid-range and long-range goals. Would also like to take a moment before I get started and recognize a special lady of 39 years that's been married to me and has given me the flexibility to do this job. My wife, Melinda, thank you. I wanted to do that publicly. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you taking care of me. Ladies and gentlemen, we have made progress over the last 13 years, and I would tell you that our work ethics and my work ethics, come early and stay late, is what we abide by. This administration has built a relationship with our department heads that I feel is seamless, and service is number one to this administration. Would also tell you that grant funding, we have aggressively pursued grant funding over the last 13 years at a tune of $52 million. Some of those projects that we have used in those areas are downtown sidewalks. We're about to embark upon the 4th phase of that, and we're awaiting ALDOT go ahead on that. Hopefully we'll have it as soon as this late summer. Would also say Dolphin Street, Coppinville Road, and Highway 27 as far as those particular accomplishments with the grant dollars. Sewer infrastructure, water infrastructure improvements as well. Would tell you we still have a little ways to go with the water infrastructure improvements. Improvements out of the airport. We feel that this is very important simply because of the economic development opportunities that lay there. Would also tell you that we can take advantage of our workforce that lays within our area. Also, our skate park. We just finished up the final paperwork last night, and would tell you that that should begin within the next 2 weeks. Demolition. We've made an aggressive effort to take down some old dilapidated properties. Would tell you that we have a $250,000 grant, and that we should be starting that in the next 2 weeks. Police Department vest and equipment also received grants for farmers market design and promotion. Now, ladies and gentlemen, over the last 16 years, from councilman to mayor, we've been able to aggressively pursue 75 miles of street resurfacing. That is going to continue to be on the agenda. We feel that that's one of the most important things, is to make sure that we keep everybody's streets and infrastructure well and intact. Mid-range and ongoing projects and things that we'd like to see come to fruition over the next administrative term would be the Central Fire Station. Remodel that, relocate it up on actual Plaza Drive. This will be the segue of being able to move into the remodeling of the 1st phase of City Hall. It will allow us to utilize that building fully and allow us to expand for our employees to have more room. Not only that, we just let the 4th fire station last night. It should begin in the next 2 weeks. And also Bates Memorial Stadium, to do a complete revitalization of that so that our Parks and Recreation will have added assets for not only our children but outside venues. College Street Elementary, convert that over to a museum and cultural arts center. We're currently working with KPS Group out of Montgomery in order to get that to come to fruition, hopefully this fall. Long-term goals, ladies and gentlemen, I do believe that we need a new recreation center, a new library that we could locate in the College Street area where the old junior high school was. I would also tell you, ladies and gentlemen, over the last 16 years, Enterprise has garnered a positive reputation locally, regionally, and nationally, and internationally. And in the next 4 years, I think that it's going to define the future of our city. Would tell you my opponents have both said publicly on more than one occasion that I have done a great job. And to that, I thank you for complimenting us on that. But the best is yet to come, ladies and gentlemen. All I have to offer is a work ethic, and would tell you that I want to continue to serve with a servant's heart, and I humbly ask for your vote on August the 23rd at the Enterprise Recreation Center. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I appreciate the honor to be here today. Let me tell you a couple comments I've heard the last couple of weeks since I announced that I was running. One guy called and said, "Are you crazy?" My wife and I are still judging that opinion right now. The other thing was that one gentleman got a hold of it and said, "Well, Lister, it's obvious that you're going to have to get out there and really pound the streets and knock on doors because you're not going to get any billboards." So, Mayor, I want to commend you. You have helped the billboard industry survive the summer months. So you ought to be commended for that. And I think that you might even be available for some shares in stock in the billboard companies. But anyway, I'm going to get out there and pound the streets. Here's what Lister Reeves is all about. This is not a political agenda. It's not a personal agenda for Lister Reeves. Several weeks ago, I'm going to tell you straight up, I'm going to speak from my heart. Here's what happened to me. I got up one morning and I said, "Sean, I believe that I'm to run for mayor." She said, "What?" I said, "I believe I'm to run for mayor." That was just like about 6 weeks ago now. So we, over the next few weeks, we prayed about it, and we prayed about it. And then finally I came together with a group of men that I surround myself with that speak into my life. And I had them talk to me, counsel with me, and pray with me about this decision. 2 weeks ago, I decided that I was going to run for mayor. I didn't have an agenda, but I felt like the Lord laid on my heart that I was to run for mayor. I'm not here to criticize anybody, to put anybody down. I appreciate the service that our current administration, the mayor, and all the councilmen have done. I just believe that at this time in Enterprise history, that it's ready for a new face. I'm a dreamer. I'm a big dreamer. I believe that Enterprise has not even come close to seeing the greatness that it can have. This community has a lot of great people, and I believe that right now the mayor's office needs someone that is willing to listen to every citizen, not just a certain group of citizens, but every citizen. So I want to be your pet mayor, P-E-T. I want to be your pet mayor. What I'm saying there is that I have a passion and I have a purpose. That's what the P stands for. I have a passion in my heart to want to serve. I believe that anybody that serves in any elected office has to have a servant's heart. That can only come by wanting to go out and help people. My purpose is to help Enterprise get to an area that it's never been before. Our only limitations is what's between our ears right now. The sky's the limit for Enterprise. I believe we can bring in new industry, new manufacturing, and create more jobs than what this city can even comprehend and have. The E stands for energy and encouragement. I'm a high energy guy. I'm like that Energizer bunny on TV. I go and go and go and go and go. I will commit to you that there's no one that will be running for this office that will have more energy than I have. I have a good work ethic. I work hard. The encouragement, I believe, from City Hall to all the offices in the City Hall, all the way down to the fire stations, the police department, and every aspect of the city, the businessman, the retired community, our military veterans, all need a voice that they feel like can come and talk to them and be encouragement to them and let them know, job well done. You're needed. You have a purpose. God has a plan for you working for the city. If you're a citizen of this city, God has a plan and purpose for you. I think people need encouraging. They need to be encouraged, and they need to feel like their voice will be heard. And when they walk out of the mayor's office, I want them to feel like, hey, I may not have an answer to every question they got, but I want them to walk out of the office and say, you know what? He couldn't tell me what I wanted to hear. He didn't have an answer for me, but he listened to me. He made me feel like I was an important person, that my ideas meant something. That's what I believe we need in City Hall. The T, trust, transparency. I believe that is two of the cornerstones for anybody in elective office. You got to be able to trust that person that's holding that seat. That office is more important than any one individual. The office is what's important. You are what's important. I am only there to serve. If I have the opportunity to be elected as your mayor, I want to be a transparent person. What you see is what you get. I'm authentic. I'm the same way every single day. I'm not a different person depending on the type of or the group of people that I'm standing in front of. I'm the same every day. I'm the same all the time. So with that in mind, I want to thank you once again for coming. I think it shows a lot about you for being here. I commend you. I'm going to ask for your vote, your consideration, come August 23rd. I would love to have the opportunity to be your servant in public office, to be the mayor of Enterprise, Alabama.
Good afternoon, everybody. We've heard quite a bit about what we're going to do, how we're going to do it. Well, first of all, let me give honor to God, because he's the one that's going to help us all do it. 25 years ago, I was deployed serving this great country, and I came home. And I recognized there needed to be a change then. So, how do you go about change? You change the people that's in position to get the things done that you need to be done. Now, how do I plan to do that? First of all, I look at it as my hand. I look at my hand as strength. In there, I see three things. I see hope, hope for a people. I see faith that our councilmen will do their jobs to get us where we need to be. And most of all, I see love for the citizens of Enterprise, with love being the greatest of them. Now, how do I plan to do that? We need to enrich the job situation here so that we can continue to put money back into our city and reach these big plateaus that we're trying to get to. We can't do it right now if we don't take time to get together as we the people. It's time out for just a certain amount of people being able to speak. Every one of you were born in the United States has a right. Your right is to know where your money is going to go. Your right is to know what's going on within your city government. The second thing I want to do is to ensure that we enhance our education. I grew up here in Enterprise, Alabama, and we used to be the envy of the South, and I want us to continue to be that way. When I graduated Enterprise High School, I walked out of there, I felt as if at that point in time I could conquer the world. 31 years, 6 months, 2 days after that, I felt like I had conquered the world. God blessed me to become a colonel in the United States Army. I am a leader. I'm not trying to get there. I've led people. I took businesses back, and I gave the United States government back $55 billion. I gave Kraft Foods back $4 million. I'm about giving back to the people that put it there. It's time out for us to stop playing games with people. So what we need to do is we need to make sure our senior citizens have a location where they can come out and enjoy themselves, where they can be represented. These people have got us where we are today. We need to ensure that they continue to help us do that. The next thing I want to talk about is our veterans. Me. Our guys right now today can't even get to Fort Rook if they tried to. That's pitiful. I'm going to work with Senator Roby in her office to get us transportation, to get our people there so they can get on-time service, the right kind of service, the drugs they need to stay squared away, and the proper care. The last thing I want to talk about, and most important, is our children. If you don't make over $100,000 a year, it's hard to become a member of our country club. It's just the bottom line. I walked around the city of Enterprise talking to young men and young women about what is it that they do. Well, Mr. Shipman, we don't have anything to do. We don't even have a decent basketball goal. We don't even have a swimming pool. It's time to start putting back in there. So that's why I call it my centers of excellence. I don't know where the other words come from, but I do know where Shipman's Center of Excellence came from. It came back to us to put our kids, our elderly, they want to have things to do as well. Our military want to have things to do as well. It's time to put back into this city the greatness that it deserved. Now, I came home for two reasons. One, to see about my parents. I love them dearly. But the other one is to serve you. I didn't come home to be served. I came home to serve the city of Enterprise. And I've been trained to do that for the last 25 years. And finally, I want to make you understand this. I didn't come home to get rich. I came home to enrich a city that's already ready to be there. Now, if you will elect me as your mayor, I promise you, I'll listen to what you got to say. I get that all over town. The mayor doesn't listen to me. Well, I'll listen. I'll listen with open ears, and I'm transparent. I don't hide anything. So if you want to come see me, knock on the door. I won't tell you it's going to take you 90 days to get to see me. But what I will tell you is I'll stop right there. And if you got time to wait, I'll answer your question or get back with you. In the military, we always talk. If you don't know the answer, say, I'll get the answer to you as quickly as I possibly can. So this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not coming blowing smoke. I'm ready to go to work. I'm ready to mount my rucksack. I'm ready to put on my aerosol boots, and let's go take care of business, because I'm about winning. Victory is ours already. Thank you, and God bless you.
First, I want to say good evening to everyone. And I want to thank the Republican women of Coffee County for the invitation. No man is an island. No man can stand alone. We have made some great progress in this city in the last several years, and I will continue to work and to see that we continue that progress. Enterprise is flourishing and growing more than a lot of areas around us. We don't have the problems in some cities here in Enterprise that they have where you have a lot of confusion. People are afraid to go to council meetings. We don't have such as that. Our meetings are open. You're welcome to come. And there is a time limit for everybody that want to speak. And if you want to be a part of it, all you have to do is just ask. With my background, I have been with the City Council for the past 28 years, representing the minority of District 1. This came about during a court order. And with this in mind, we have representation down on the City Council. We have tried to work with every council and the mayor. We look at it like this. We must have unity in the community. If not, we cannot pull against one another. Probably one of the hardest struggles that I had was when Coffeyville Road was in a mess. Mrs. Peavy and my wife, the late Celestine Cooper, had a meeting with me. And then I was told that the street would be repaid. And if you ride up and down the Coffeyville Road, you will see that it's repaid. And of course, I know where my blessings come from. Also, we have been able to strengthen our police department and our fire department. We're moving forward. We have some of the best equipment. Our police department is second to none. Our fire department. And start up 167. Look at the Civic Center. Come downtown, look at the farmers market. Look at the sidewalks. And look at the old houses that we are tearing down. We are trying to clean up the city. I want to thank the citizens of Enterprise for having us today, and especially the people of District 1 who has elected me for the past 28 years. Again, I would like to say that Enterprise is a progressive city, and my intentions is to try to complete what we have started. We have a new mall that's going up on the other end of town, and there are other projects that are coming. I look to see one day up there at the industrial park that we might be able to put a car together, because we are seeking industry. And that's one of the many things that we're going to have to grow this city. Our educational system, look at our high school, look at the other schools. A lot of work has been done. The security systems that we have put in place. Again, thank you very much.
How's everybody today? Good. I don't like being back behind that. I just want to talk to you guys today. I'm Anthony Britt, and I'm representing District 1. This decision to run for District 1 came at the 9th hour, which was yesterday, that I decided to run. And I first want to just thank the Republican women for having this forum. I think having forums like this is very important for people to come and see candidates and hear what they have to say. I want to recognize my youngest daughter who is in the room. I love to have my kids in the political process. She's here. She's going to the 8th grade. She's sitting back there. Keziah, she's with me today. I just want to talk about how I came about running for District 1. I grew up in District 1. I'm from Enterprise, born and raised, came from Enterprise. Graduated in 1988. Let me take you back to 1994. I graduated from Auburn University with a political science degree. And I went on and got married, and we traveled all over the world and country and all of that. And I got a promotion, and I ended up going to Washington, D.C., and I was living in Washington, D.C. And my mother, any of you that know my mother, is a pack rat. She keeps everything. And she had chronologically had a lot of my stuff in a scrapbook. And in the scrapbook was something that I had written as a 14-year-old boy in 1984 to the Department of Housing and Urban, I got it here, she kept it. And it was about the conditions of some apartment buildings in District 1 in 1984. And it was asking the secretary, and I don't even know, there was no Google or anything at that time. I don't even know how I got the address. But it was asking them to come to Enterprise. Me, the 14-year-old boy, to come to Enterprise to look at these apartments that were drug infested. And I had a concern. And the response to me from the Department of Urban Housing Authority was that I needed to get with my mayor and get with my city council because it was out of their district. So when I came to the decision to run for mayor, at some point, when I came to the decision, one day, when I came to the decision to run for city council, when I declared my candidacy on Tuesday, I went back to this area. 28 years the incumbent has been in that position, and that area still looks the same. And I decided at that point that I needed to run. There needs to be a change, and I'm that voice. And I'm asking you to come, those that are in District 1, I'm asking you to go and vote. I'm going to have a website up soon. I have all my platform, everything up really soon that tells everything about me. But that is what I'm standing on. Anytime anybody is in any public service, it is not for a lifetime. No public service position should be for a lifetime. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I am Tommy Johnson, Jr. First thing, before I forget it and get in trouble, I want to recognize my family. I'm proud of my family. My father and mother, Tommy and Dixie Johnson, my sister Monica Cole, and most importantly, my wife Robin are with us today. And I could not do this without them, and I thank them. I also want to thank the citizens of District 2 for allowing me to serve you as your city council member for the last 16 years. I am very proud of the accomplishments that have been made during the time that I have served on the council. A lot has been accomplished during my tenure, and not any one person deserves credit for those accomplishments. The credit has been a team effort. It's been led by the administration and department heads. And in my opinion, our city employees are second to none. But mostly the credit goes to the citizens of Enterprise. You know, I've heard people say that Enterprise is a good place to live. Well, I'm going to tell you something. I think Enterprise is a good place to live. I also think Enterprise is a great place to live. And I'm proud to say I'm from Enterprise, Alabama. I'd like to talk about a few of the things that have been accomplished during the last few years. And this is not a all-inclusive list. It's just a sampling. the farmers market. The farmers love it, and we have had more farmers using it than ever before. It's a smaller venue, and it's better, and it's being utilized for reunions, weddings, receptions, and many other events. Downtown sidewalk projects have been essential in breathing life back into our downtown. With new brick paver sidewalks, lamp posts, keeping the flowers looking good, and the beautiful new mural depicting the story of the boll weevil, our downtown district is something all of us should be proud of. During my time on the council, we have paved over 75 miles of streets. Dolphin Street is included in that. Not only was it resurfaced, but all the infrastructure was replaced to include sufficient storm drainage. This project was funded through the state A-Trip program. At the airport, we've refurbished all the hangars. We did have a rental increase, and nobody likes that. But that money is going back into the airport to pay for those improvements that have been made. We've also resurfaced the taxiway with grip flex. The sewer system is all mechanical now. Lift stations all over town have been updated. Almost all of the manholes have been GPSed. During my time on the council, we've been fortunate enough to announce over 1,000 new jobs. These announcements didn't just happen. These announcements didn't just happen. They were the culmination of countless hours put in by a team of people, starting with our mayor. Thank you, Mayor. These jobs are vital to our citizens who want to stay in Enterprise and raise their families. We've also been able to support our school. Since 2000, we have contributed over $50 million. With the new junior highs complete, Enterprise will be the first in the state to have storm shelters and safe entrances. That too is something to be proud of. We've done all this, and we have built a AA plus credit rating. These are things that we've done. What I'd like to see done in the next term, transformation of College Street into a museum and cultural arts center. I attended College Street, as did my mother and one of my sons. My wife taught at College Street for 24 years. To say it is dear to my heart and my family's heart would be an understatement. I'd also, in the future, would like to see that library that the mayor mentioned built at the Enterprise Junior High side. There are so many more things that I would like to discuss, but time won't allow. There's a lot going on in the city at this time. In closing, I humbly ask the voters of District 2 to go to the polls on August 23rd, cast your vote for a proven leader and a strong voice for District 2 and the City of Enterprise. Tommy Johnson, Jr. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Republican women, for the invitation to speak at today's meeting. It's my pleasure to be here. On March the 17th of 2015, my wife, Starlene, and I had attended a city council meeting. Once back in the car, I turned and looked at her and I said, "I'm going to run for city council." She said, "Are you crazy?" I said, "Well, I don't think so. I don't know how anyone could live and work in a city of Enterprise and not feel to be compelled to be involved in some fashion." Charlotte and I moved here in 1979 when I started my plumbing and electrical business. I officially retired in 2014. Our sons, Jeff and Blake, both grew up here and received their elementary and high school education in Enterprise. Blake is now an instructor at Limestone County Career Technical Center and lives in Athens, Alabama with his family. Jeff and his family live here, and he has taken over the reins of the family business. For nearly 4 decades, I've been actively involved in multiple clubs, organizations that improve the quality of life in our area. Since I've never been a member of our city government, I cannot take credit for any of the accomplishments that have been made by these gentlemen. But as a volunteer, using my own time and resources, I continue to participate in numerous activities which result in a higher quality of living and working conditions. This involvement has laid a foundation necessary for me to be the kind of representative that District 2 needs. Our city is now an excellent home for retirees, for our active military, and is a patriotic city. Enterprise is also known for its industry, and its educational instruction. I'm proud to be a citizen of Enterprise, and I'm excited for the opportunity to become a member of the City Council. As a City Councilman, I will direct my focus in the following areas: operate and maintain city business as a steward of taxpayer monies, maintain transparency in all areas of city business, treat all city employees and citizens with the respect and recognition they so greatly deserve, establish open lines of communication, encourage new business and industry to our city, and support the existing businesses, especially the retail segment. Identify and clean up unsightly properties before they become a public nuisance. And last but not least, to enhance the safety of all of our citizens throughout our city. As I have walked from door to door through District 2, I had conversations with many residents. Two of the major concerns are safety and property cleanup. My district has some areas that will require concentrated attention in both of these matters. I plan to focus on these at their request. In closing, I'd like to remind you that I am a retiree, so I will have time to spend with the city matters. While in the plumbing and electrical business, I have had the privilege to establish long-standing relationships with many of our city employees. I can honestly say that our city employees are second to none. Our business owners and citizens are to be commended for their enterprise. I'm most thankful for the support and encouragement I have received following my announcement as a candidate. I have one last request to the District 2 registered voters. Go to the polls on August the 23rd and vote for me, Eugene Goolsby, as your city councilman. I will be a new voice, your voice. Thank you again for the opportunity to share my thoughts and ideas.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Kurt Donaldson, and I am seeking re-election to the Enterprise City Council seat, District 3. I have been married to my wife, Judy, for 46 years, and we have one daughter, Leah. I am very proud to say that both Judy and I were born in Enterprise and chose to make it our home, raise our child, and establish our careers. Judy owns a beauty shop named Sheer Magic on North Main, and I have been in the construction business for the past 42 years. We have been members of Hillcrest Baptist Church for 33 years. Together, you and I have accomplished many goals during the past term of my administration. I'd like to think that many of these achievements have contributed to a quality of life for you, me, and all citizens of Enterprise. Some of the accomplishments are creation of new jobs, addition of new businesses, downtown revitalization, Enterprise as being one of the top cities in Alabama to live, Dolphin Street reconstruction, which was a $3.5 million project. This past 4 years, we've paved 21.2 miles of street paving. Tremendous city growth, farmers market with a community room, water system improvements, airport improvements, recreation improvements, increased fire protection, increased police protection, an allocation of $4.7 million to upgrade equipment for all our city departments. These are only a few of the accomplishments you and I have made. There are many more, but time will not permit me to mention them all. Some of our accomplishments I have mentioned were the results of the good relationships with state and federal agencies. Funding and grants do not just flow in Enterprise. It takes the seeking out and development of long-term, stable relationships with people you meet in offices of Alabama government in Montgomery and also in the federal level. It takes reaching out to these county, state, and federal elected officials to form a working relationship that will benefit our state, county, and city and form a progressive bond for our whole area. If re-elected, I will continue to work for promotion of new and existing businesses and industry, excellent fire and police protection, a safe and positive environment for all citizens, including children, senior citizens, and veterans. Better and safer schools for our children, continued paving of streets and roads, sewer expansion where there is none, accountability of public funds and resources, support for Fort Rucker, our veterans, and our active duty personnel. Addition of facilities, services, and activities that improve the quality of life for citizens of Enterprise. I want to express my deep appreciation to all the citizens of Enterprise for their support, hard work, and encouragement as we all seek to keep Enterprise a city of progress. I hope you see that I have the best interest of the city and its citizens at heart. I always have, and I always will. I'd like to thank you for your time and attention.
I want to thank the Republican women for giving me the opportunity and the others the opportunity to come this afternoon and to speak. This gives us an idea of what each of us stand for, and also gives everyone a good choice of who they want to elect. I've been asked many times of why I'm running for city council. My answer to that question is because my love of Enterprise. A lot of people think that I grew up here, but I did not. I lived in a lot of different places in Alabama. We moved here when my father was appointed to the pastor of the First United Methodist Church in 1962. What I've done and what I've seen in other places, I was able to come into Enterprise and to see a town that was most accommodating, gracious, and accepting of those who moved in. So much so that I have tried and want to continue to try to give back to the others in Enterprise of what was given unto me. My qualifications are is that I have two master's degrees from Troy University in School of Administration and Supervision. I have a BS degree from Troy University in History and Counseling. I'm a 1965 graduate of Enterprise High School. I was principal of Dolphin Junior High School for 18 years. I was assistant principal at Enterprise High School for 5 years. I have the distinction of being a part of the administration or teaching in all three junior high schools at that time, Dolphin, Enterprise Junior High School, and Old Junior. I did not have the opportunity of being at Copperville. At that time, it was an all-Celtic grade school. I'm a retired United Methodist minister with 18 years experience. I'm a member of the NRA, Ducks Unlimited, One National Wild Turkey Federation. Been married for 48 years to the most wonderful woman that I have ever met, Elizabeth Fleming Vickers. She is a native of Enterprise also, and a 1967 graduate of Enterprise High School. I have two great children. I have Leah Hager and Dr. Walt Vickers. I'm happy to have Leah here with us, and also all four of our grandchildren this week. Our daughter being married to an Army pilot, my brother having been the chaplain and also the post chaplain at Fort Rucker, me being a teacher, and my experiences with military students and parents gives me a great appreciation for what Fort Rucker is and the experience that Army people have to go through, our uniformed services. It means a lot, and I know what Fort Rucker means to Enterprise and all the surrounding cities. Down through the years, Enterprise has been able to hold on to the qualities of working together, patriotism, willingness to accept one another, and striving to work together for a common good. Generations before us knew the importance of citizens building on what was given unto them. It's not so much about groups, it's not so much about individuals, it wasn't so much about desires, it was a willingness to work together and to join together and try to build on that which was given unto them. Enterprise is a city of progress, and I want that progress to continue. I want it to continue in a transparent way. I'm not going to make a lot of promises that I cannot keep, but what I will promise. In my platform, I believe that a platform is what everything is based upon. I will listen to the people. I will be a voice not only for the people of District 3, but for all of Enterprise. I will advocate and promote honest, open, and transparent government. I will base my decisions on one thing. Is what we're doing fair to all of the people of Enterprise and to District 3? Because of my love for the city of Enterprise and the region of Stalen, I am running for Enterprise City Council District 3, and I would appreciate any consideration you could give it to me. Thank you.
First of all, I'd like to thank the Republican women for having me here today and allowing me to speak. I'd like to recognize my wife of 22 years, Christina Marcus. Thank you so much for everything you've done for me. It is an honor to be the councilman for the City of Enterprise in District 5 for the last 4 years. We have seen a lot of positive things happen in those 4 years, and it is my hope that with continued hard work that we will keep Enterprise growing in a positive manner. I'd like to borrow a question that Ronald Reagan used to ask: are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? And I think in Enterprise, that's a definite yes. We have increased industry, retail, and jobs. Just a few examples of more positive things that we have seen in Enterprise are the approximately 22 miles of streets that were repaved. In addition to Dolphin Street being repaved, we were also able to fix the water and drainage problem that has been such a problem with that street for many years. Also, we were able to replace the old water meters with more efficient ones that will save the taxpayers money and conserve water. We have a new farmers market, which goes along with the continued efforts to revitalize downtown. We have been able to refurbish the airport hangars and repave the taxiway. We were also able to help the Enterprise City Schools with a bond that has gone toward making our children safer, building a new middle school, and giving our children an updated 21st century learning environment. I have 2 daughters who will be attending the Enterprise High School next year, and I couldn't think of a better place for them to go. There are many more examples to choose from, and there are more to come in the near future, such as a skate park, a 4th fire station, moving the central fire station from City Hall down to the new Action Auto, or the old Action Auto, and renovating Bates Memorial Stadium. All of these things have drawn people to Enterprise. We have seen an approximate 30% growth in Enterprise in the last 15 years, and this has not happened by accident. I personally believe that Enterprise is the best city in the state to live and raise a family. And I am proud to live here and own a business here and raise my family here. Enterprise is being recognized across the state and the nation by independent research organizations who have recently named Enterprise the 8th best place to live in the state and the best place in South Alabama to live. All of these things contribute to companies big and small, local and international, wanting to come to Enterprise and do business here. And I'm excited to have a part in making this happen. So again, I think we have a very positive message right now in Enterprise, and the future is definitely bright. I'd like to thank you for your support. I'd ask for your vote on August 23rd so we can keep Enterprise moving forward. Thank you again for having me. Have a good day.
Thank you. I'd also like to thank the Republican women for hosting this forum. I think this is very important to bring everybody together. I'd like to thank you all for being here. I'd also be remiss if I didn't recognize 2 of the favorite ladies in my life, my mother, Mary Alice Townsend, and Lucy Townsend, my wife of 12 years, who are both former school teachers. Again, my name is Turner Townsend. I'm a candidate for District 5 of Enterprise City Council. I was born and raised here in Enterprise. I'm a graduate of Enterprise High School, and I've spent all but one of my 1 year of my professional career here in Enterprise. I say all that to demonstrate that I understand this community. I know the strengths of Enterprise. I know the weaknesses. I understand the culture. I have a vested interest in seeing Enterprise thrive. I have a business here that depends on this community. I'm also raising my family here. I've got 3 young daughters, 2 of which are already enrolled in Enterprise City Schools. And I believe that Enterprise is a great city, but I also believe it can be better. And I believe that I can help. During my first term in office, I have 3 major initiatives that I hope to pursue and I promise to fight for. The first of those is open government. Open government's a 3-legged stool of transparency, participation, and collaboration. Transparency means more financial data available. It means the city's checkbook posted online. It means all public meetings video recorded, posted online. I think the city should pursue a public access channel. The FCC requires that the local cable providers provide that free of charge to the city. I think that would be a wonderful avenue to broadcast these meetings. Participation, the second leg of the stool. For example, that would be opportunities for all the citizens in the district to participate in the decisions of their local government. I think we should be having town halls out in the district, maybe quarterly or at least semi-annually out in the district. Pull in other leaders in the community, members of the school board, other members of the council, members of the water board, etc. Collaboration, the third leg of the stool. That would be, for example, the formation of citizen action committees that are specific to the stakeholders of of specific issues going on throughout the city. The second major initiative in my term that I promise to pursue would be a renewed commitment to the Chamber of Commerce and the Economic Development Corporation to ensure adequate support of the business community. As the city has grown and will continue to grow, so too should the allocation of resources to these vital organizations. The third major initiative in my first term will be the implementation of processes and metrics to ensure that our government is right-sized in order to accommodate the growing needs while at the same time remaining as small as possible. This means law enforcement and other emergency agencies are properly funded so that Enterprise is safe now and into the future. It also means that education is properly funded so we're able to sustain the greatest school system in South Alabama. Education, after all, is one of the primary ways we differentiate ourselves from our neighbors. With these processes and metrics in place, we will ensure the spending will grow no faster than population adjusted for inflation, and neither should our tax revenues. With a little help and cooperation, these 3 initiatives can easily be accomplished in my first term. I truly believe that I bring a skill set to the table that will help build a better Enterprise for all. One more thing I would like to pledge today is a self-imposed term limit of 2 terms. I think that 8 years is long enough. I think that every organization needs to constantly seek new, fresh ideas, and 8 years is plenty of time for me to put my mark on the City Council. I humbly ask for your vote for Turner Townsend District 5 City Council on August 23rd at the Enterprise Rec Center. If elected, I would be honored to work hard for you every day. Thank you.
Real quick, I've got one here for the mayor. And it says, what is the total annual compensation for the mayor? This includes the actual salary plus the compensation being received as president of the city water board and other intangibles, such as car and car allowance. How does this compare with other cities similar in size? And I know that's putting you on the spot.
No, ma'am. Actually, my compensation, to give a complete answer to that, there was a compensation committee put together years ago that actually required the mayor at that particular point in time was looked upon as part-time. And would tell you that they wanted to compensate me for the time from a full-time basis. The mayor's salary was $47,500. The water superintendent's salary is $47,500. I also serve on the Southeast Alabama Gas District Board that pays $1,000 a month. And the compensation committee actually made recommendations to the city council that I receive $1,000 a month in car allowance with a consumer price index applied at the end of each term. That was actually applied this past term. That moved that dollar amount for the car allowance up to $1,850 thereabout, and the council so chose to move it, or excuse me, $1,280, and the council so chose to move it to $1,500.
Very good, thank you. All right, Mr. Shipman, I've had some questions here and I want to give you opportunity to clear this up as far as your residency, Kinston or Enterprise, if you would address that.
October 19, 1959, I was born in Enterprise, Alabama. Right now, I live at 205 Searcy Street. I also own 4 homes. I own a home in Chicago. I own a home in Columbus, Georgia. I'm part owner to the home on Searcy Street, and I have a farm in Kinston. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm quite sure many of you out there have beach homes that you go to on the weekends. But I live at 205 Searcy Street. And I'd like to invite anybody who'd like to come by and have a glass of tea with me sometime. We'll sit on the porch, tell a few stories. But bring your blue jeans and your hammer, because we rebuilding down there.
Thank you. And because we are so short on time, we've got so many good questions. I really hate this. But I'm just going to pass the mic down. The question has been asked, who is your largest contributor? If you would name them and the amount that they have contributed to your campaign. And I realize in some cases it might be yourself, but if you would just state that.
HSAA and Norella.
Amount?
$30,000 from HSAA, $50,000 from Norella.
My largest donor is Mr. Bill Carr. He gave me $2,500.
My largest deal was from William E. Cooper for $400. I just got started today.
My largest contributor is William Carr, on the amount of $2,500.
As of right now, my largest contributor is me for $350 for this term. That does not include what I kept from the last time I ran.
To date, my largest contributor is my wife and I. The amount remains to be seen once the yard signs come in.
To date, my largest contributor is me, and I'm like that. My budget is still being made, so I will make that known. I'll even put mine on the website.
My largest contributor is probably Goolsby Brothers Plumbing and Electrical, which is basically me and my family, for about $1,500.
Before I get in trouble, hello, man. I want everybody to meet my lovely wife. But back to the question at hand. Today, my largest contributor is Sawyer Law Firm for $2,500.
As of today, the largest contributor is me, and right at $2,000.
As of today, my largest contributor will be my father, Dale Townsend. I believe somewhere around $2,000.
Thank you. Real quick, and because we do not have time for you to answer this, but I want to throw this out. We've had several people with questions concerning the community pool, why it's taken so long to do anything about that. And one of the suggestions was, as far as just having the college pool, that we really need an additional pool, and whoever is elected, if you would take this into consideration. They're just saying that for children and whatnot, that the college pool is not the best idea, and is there any way to have 2 community pools? So I'll just throw that out there. Well, like I said, we just don't have time for answers on these, but I will. This is a final comment that came out. It says we still have too many dumb traffic lights, and especially on the circle. Who can fix this? So I don't know if you want to look at that or not. They list the post office and Dixie Drive, Rucker Boulevard as a couple in question, and so.